tackle problems by harnessing your imagination.
I'm not going to lie, I didn't get this. Even when I read about it, I don't understand what this means. So please enlighten me
Okay, good.
what this meant.
Okay, so okay, I have a really great theory on this because this is something that I always give my biggest advice on using your imagination like this. Because I say, like, sometimes when something really crazy happens in your life and it seems like everything's going wrong, all these bad things are happening to you, and you're like, oh my God, the world is beating down on me right now. Like, I'm like, take a minute to panic, take a minute to be anxious, take a minute to be mad, be upset, go have your emotion. But then you gotta stop and you need to think of solutions. So use your imagination to figure out, how are we going to solve this? How are we going to get through this? What can we do? So like, have your feelings, have your emotions, and then stop and focus on solutions. And then that's the time to really pull your imagination and think of creative ways that you can push through this, overcome this, or whatever it is, you know? And I think that that has been always such a thing that I have focused on in my life, that I have really worked on. And I also say too, like, I say, stop, have your emotions, stop, think about what you can do. And if there is no solution, you need to let it go, because there is no solution. So stressing about it, having anxious about it, being mad about it, being sad, all these things, it's not going to solve the problem. So if you can't find a solution, you need to like let that go and move on.
And then maybe it's hard to do because you want to have that control, but you just have to learn that you can't control everything. And you're right. Like at some point, you just have to let things go and accept you can't control it. It's out of your control. And stressing about it isn't going to do you any good.
No, and maybe you have to come back to it, but all that's going to do is make the situation worse. So that's how I kind of interpret that.
You interpret that way different than I was doing it. I was like, what does it mean use my imagination? Like, am I supposed to like create a scenario in my head with like character? Like, I went to like a child mind at this. So no wonder I didn't.
And I don't know if that's even what they meant by that, but that's what I mean by that. And that is something that
it makes sense.
And that is a formula in my life that I tell everyone about. And that formula is a big part of my life, of when bad things are happening or crazy things are happening or something feels like a mountain that I can't climb. And that's how I go about life, is that formula right there.